Good evening and welcome to a late night large that's wondering if the party's over. Waking up with a slight chill on the front lawn is me, Aaron Bliss, while passed out on the roof wearing nothing but a goldfish bowl is Mike Large.
Hi,
Evening,
nice
Mike.
see-through goldfish bowl. You also enjoy.
Enjoy
No,
that
tomorrow.
image. Let that marinate that image in your head.
Mm,
How are we doing, Mike?
well,
Uh,
doing.
hmm Well, apologies for not maybe having a show ready for last week. We suffered some technical difficulties, which we hope will have been eradicated by now. This week, me and Mike are going to talk about generally the biggest development over the last couple of weeks in relation to lockdown, which is the requirement for all people, other than I think the extremely vulnerable, to wear face masks when entering any shops in the UK. Mike, I saw you make a face there.
Uh, yeah, I
Not,
don't think it's. I don't
not.
think it's
Yeah,
anyone other than the extremely vulnerable.
I miss. Sorry, I miss.
You misspoke.
I miss. Yeah, that's. In
You
political
misspoke.
speak, I misspoke. What by vulnerable people? Sorry, I meant people. Some people with reciprocal with respiratory issues.
Wow, wow,
Some people
wow.
with respiratory issues
Hey,
will
you do word good. So
allow to. I speak as good England as you. People
really,
with respiratory conditions, I think, are exempt, are allowed to be exempt. Anyway, so here we are. It's
yeah.
mask mayhem. Mike, are you looking forward to wearing face masks, or are you already?
Uh, yes. So I'm already not through choice though.
I was about to say. So I'm sure everyone is aware Mike works in retail, so he's a good person to discuss this with because he's on the front line of the kind of puffins who would refuse to do this. So that's some of the things we're going to be debating tonight. Mike, first of all, what do you think about the
Yep.
announcement of face masks in shops?
Um. Well, look, it's one of those you see it's quite a hot topic at the moment, and you see people on social media or wherever kind of chopsing off about it, and they you know how they do, they give it loads. Every other word is spelled completely wrong. Most of the sentences don't make sense. Grammar, what's grammar? Those
Grandma's in
type
the other room.
yeah, those folks. But they chops off on social media, and usually you just dismiss it as random ramblings of nonsense. But a lot of the stuff they've been saying actually kind of makes a bit of sense on this one. You know, the whole narrative around. So a month ago, it was fine to be in these places without masks, and now it's not. What have we missed the boat there, or actually, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you get the cynics that will come out with, they're just trying to make people buy masks, and how much do you think really the economy is going to gain from the sale of
I was about to say a conspiracy theory that the
masks?
economy will be saved by selling masks.
I mean,
Is it?
it's out there. I've seen it, but
Oh God. Well, is it? No, it's
uh,
interesting. It's interesting you say that point, Mike. That what you said about the point before that, where you were saying that.
if we're going to do it, have we done it too late?
Yeah,
That bit, yeah.
exactly. I was just thinking that that's an interesting. I mean, it's an interesting thing to argue against it for because obviously the reason we didn't do it earlier, the thinking is completely right. Obviously, we should have been wearing masks 2 months ago, 3 months ago. The reason we haven't is nothing to do with the fact that being cynical, like it's not going to have any effect. It's because the government is completely incompetent. Like literally, medical experts would have told you that before. I understand that, yeah, right at the beginning there was, when I heard medical experts saying it, it didn't make a lot of sense to me, saying, oh, there's not really any point wearing masks, doesn't have any discernible effect. And my thinking of that was, that doesn't logically add up. And then eventually they came to the conclusion that, oh, actually they do have an effect. Because it seemed to be, and a lot of the people that I hear, let's say the dumber part of the spectrum of humans, who will come back with, as we might have brought up in that anecdote about the woman in the queue, oh, it doesn't stop coronavirus. To which, again, it was never to stop coronavirus. It's literally to stop air droplets spreading further. It keeps them close to you, so you are reducing the risk of transmission. So
Yeah.
So those people that you've seen, is that a significant number of people, would you say? Just a bunch of cranks that are kind of on the fringes of the social media that you're kind of...
There's a fair few that have had an opinion or something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get those that kind of, you really, oh, fucking, what have I just read? It hurts. It hurts me.
You feel dumb for having read it.
Yeah. But, like I said, there is even logic behind what those people are saying.
Does it begin with logic? Is that what you mean? Because I can kind of see what you mean. Like,
I think what they're saying comes from...
Yeah, it comes from a place of...
It comes from that place.
Yeah.
It's just, it's
a house that hasn't kind of been cemented together, so it looks okay, but then it collapses under the slightest, like, gust.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But
I mean, look, I'm inclined to agree personally with a lot of stuff that people have been saying. I do, as far as I'm aware, nothing has changed with regards to the benefits of wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So any benefit we would have now, we would have had 2 months ago.
Yes.
And as far as I know as well, it's not like masks aren't a new thing. So experts, whoever whichever particular experts we're kind of going with on this one, like that, they will have known everything they know. I don't believe there's been any groundbreaking new studies on masks done. Everything they know about masks now, they probably knew then.
Uh-huh.
So what has changed then?
Well, it's interesting you say that, Mike, because you say masks have been around a long time, and I've been wearing a face mask for 18 months now. Nothing to do with coronavirus. I started wearing it to work because to avoid huffing in traffic fumes while I was waiting at the lights. So my
mask is a fashion statement.
That's it, yeah. Well, a fashion statement hiding my face. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So, no. Anyway, it has a proper filter and everything, and it can be hand washed. But the idea is that mask is to prevent things coming in, me breathing in things, whereas the masks we're talking about are to prevent things from going out. And therein, I think, lies the difference, because it's very easy to prey on people's fears when they think that the only benefit is to other people. It's all about, what does the mask do for me? Why do I need to wear a mask? And then you see it. But anyway, I don't want to go on this too long, Mike, but I do have a specific theory as to the stupidity of some of these people. And like you say, I respect the logic that a lot of them come from. I just don't agree at all with the logic that they arrive at the end of their thinking. So, yeah, initially it's definitely rooted in logic. But anyway, my theory about all of this, particularly the prevalence now of anti-maskers, like the people who actually protest, protest against wearing masks, they're in London at the weekend. And the people that protest against vaccines, the anti-vaxxers, to me, they come from the same thing, right? These people aren't just in the UK chatting with each other saying, did you see this in the Daily Mail? Because the Daily Mail doesn't come out with this crap. And you might say, oh yeah, they randomly came across it on the internet. No, they didn't randomly come across it. This is what they call, apparently behavioral experts call astroturfing. This is where large organizations, basically from America. So if you look at America, that's where the big anti-vax movements, the Tea Party rubbish, the anti anything that they think will help other people other than themselves, and that maybe the government doesn't approve of because it's spending money on people other than them. They will, allow these very rich organizations, like I say. So the anti-vax people, the kind of people who push that, are the same as the anti-mask crew. Very rich people funding it. In America, it's basically been transferred over here. It's not really a secret that's been happening. And in case anyone's unfamiliar with astroturfing, it's basically taken because the term grassroots means a movement that's authentically from people on the ground, and they grow the organization until it comes up through the ground, so to speak. Astroturfing, as you can imagine, is the opposite. So that's where very rich, large organizations decide to fund something very, very well and pretend it's from the grassroots. It's an authentic movement. Tea Party in America is a good example. That was, they pretended it was grassroots people angry at certain things that the government were doing. It wasn't at all. It was very rich people who were angry that they were being taxed so much and regulated. But anyway, I digress. So I think that's where a lot of the anti-mask and anti-vaccine hardcore comes from, is what I mean. But like you say, there are some legitimate arguments that people come up with where they don't, against masks that you would disagree with, but you wouldn't shake your head and think, what a complete knob. You get what I mean?
Yeah, we get it.
So, okay, since you work in retail, Mike, just let me dig into what you think about. I mean, presumably you're not going to start really enforcing it until, what is it, the 24th?
Friday.
You looking forward to it? How hard do you think it's going to be to enforce it? Your silence says more than words ever could.
Yeah. Obviously it's going to be tough, isn't it? To the point where actually we won't be able to police it.
Mm-hmm.
We won't be able to police it. It's not going to be you can imagine certain sections of general public and their attitude towards being told something or other. They won't. Many of them won't listen to, can you please walk this way around? Can you stay a certain distance away from the person in front of you?
Can you respect their person?
Would you like to sanitize your hands on the way in or out or whatever? Most of them don't respond to that. Imagine try saying to them, nah, you can't come in, mate.
So yeah, all it would take is just one sort of Karen figure or macho man who's too tough to wear the mask to wander in. You say, excuse me, sir, madam, we require you to wear a mask. And then they start either screeching at you like, no, I don't, my human rights, and wander straight past you. Or, even worse is the kind of just glaring at you and going, you're going to stop me coming in? So they'll come in, and then you can foresee something where there's another guy or woman who's also quite bolshy. They are wearing a mask as supposed to. They turn around, they see this puffin walking in, refusing to wear one. Something starts, scuffle, verbals, who knows what. It could lead to worse situations because everyone's going to be pissed off. So
yeah.
So that's what you're probably going to have to tolerate, isn't it?
Yeah, and there'll always be some gobby prick as well. Goes, oh, I can't. What do you mean can't? You know, don't get me wrong. There will be people out there who can't for various reasons,
Hmm.
and there'll be a hell of a lot more people out there that just say they can't because that's who they
Yeah.
are. But there will be people out there that genuinely can't wear some face covering for anxiety reasons, or because well, basically that's it. Really, that's the only real medical reason why you couldn't wear one. And I guarantee you, there'll be more people out there that can, but just use that as an excuse, than actual people that can't. And it'll be every other fucking person. You know, it'll be every other person. Oh, I can't. I'll have a panic attack. No, you fucking won't. Like, and also, like you fucking. There are people out there that actually will.
Correct me if I'm
And you're
wrong.
just.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't have a very high opinion of humans generally, do you?
No, not at all. No. This isn't news, though, is it? This isn't news to us.
Is the fact that you've worked for a long time in retail, is that a correlation or?
I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, sorry. Again, I asked you the question. But much like we were in a courtroom, I asked you a question I knew the answer to already. With the mask situation, you know, there are some positives to come out of it. So, you know, you can order all kinds of masks with Boss designs on them now. You can make your own masks. You know, you can tailor it to your own style. And to be honest, I think there's a great advantage for ugly people, particularly covering their face. So you like that, Mike. So to divert attention, kind of in the style of old late night larges of yore, Mike, I thought it'd be fun, seeing as you work in retail. I consider you now the authority on how to enforce this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to share a screen and I'm going to show you a presentation of customers you might expect to wander into your establishment. Now, these people will be wearing masks, but are they the right kind of masks? So I'm going to show you these, and what I need you to do, Mike, is for the benefit of me and the people watching, is tell us, first of all, who are you looking at? Because again, this will probably be a podcast eventually. Who are you looking at, and are they allowed in? Yeah. So let's just get the presentation up, which hopefully will work. Oh, let me just.
Fucking hell.
Here we go. Have you got that, Mike? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. Which I'm not quite sure how I've managed to misspell a word as simple as that. Which masks, not marks, are kosher?
Which marks are kosher?
So,
oh dear.
So if a guy comes to the shop and he's called Daniel, what are you going to do? You're going to say, no, you're not Mark. Out you go.
See you later, buddy. Excuse me. Can I see some ID, please, sir?
So.
Clearly not a Mark. Leave.
Yeah, one mark only at a time. So here we go. So this character comes up to your establishment. So this is for the benefit of people who might be listening. This is Cabal from Mortal Kombat fame. So he's got his old big steel wraparound kind of respirator mask. Is that an acceptable mask, Mike? Is that kosher? Would you let him in?
That is not a mark. No.
All right.
No mark. No mark. No mark on this one.
Okay. Yes, we get it. What about the mask? Is he let in with what he's wearing?
No. No.
On what basis? On what basis do you refuse him?
What, do you need an explanation? There's too much. Whoa!
All right, no. He's no. He's You've already made your choice on him. So here's our next character. This guy's walked up to your establishment. What's your saying here? What are you saying here? We
Straight
got
away.
Big Ronald Mack.
Yeah, straight away he's in. Get in.
Mike, is that
Get in, son.
because you've been bribed by any chance with some kind of burger?
Yeah, there'll be a couple of cheesy bees sticking out of my pocket, but yeah.
I'm sure.
Look, chuck a cheeseburger at me. Do what the fuck you like.
All right.
Don't pay.
Yeah. All right. So Big Ronnie Mac, he's always welcome in a large establishment. Let's have a look at the next.
Big Ronnie Mac, get him in.
Let's have a look at our next guest. What about this puffin?
Okay, next guest.
What about this puffin?
Oh. All right.
Are you really gonna let this
no.
guy in?
No.
I think I
No.
can.
So
Go on.
So I was just going to say, clearly, I'm someone who values and cares for their burgers. For that reason, I wouldn't put them in any risk of being stolen. So, no, get 8.
You say. Of course, what Mike meant to say is that the hamburger also contravenes the rules on face masks because he's not covering his mouth or nose.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not really. We don't worry about Mark. We don't worry about Mark on this one. Just literally on a far more important than that is, on a kind of a cheeseburger kind of level. Yeah. So masks are one thing. Cheeseburgers are something else.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid they trump them. So.
All right.
You could have. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
What about this character? What would you do if you ran into him?
Yeah, I mean. Oh, see what you did there. Probably dropped a nut on him, to be fair.
Yeah.
Thinks he's hard, doesn't he? Thinks he's hard. But no, Batman would not be. He'd have to. No. Not only would he have to take his mask, if you or you can call it, off, but also kind of not really covering the crucial areas there, are we?
No.
So,
no, I think.
Yeah, not only from a COVID perspective is it not practical, but also you wouldn't serve him.
No. And as we know, bats have been known to spread infectious diseases in the past.
Yeah, well, that bastard probably fucking started it.
So, Mike, what would you think if this dandy chap rolled up?
Right.
What are you saying here?
Right. So, what I would say is no. You know full well. I feel like you're just being silly now.
Whatever gave you that impression?
You're just being silly. Yeah. There's
Is it the flintlock pistol? Is that what does it?
Yeah, that's the problem. Mask is fine. The pistol, really. No. That's the kind of the opposite way to what you want to. Yeah. But, so no. That would not be permitted. No.
So okay, yeah. So not being silly for a minute, yeah, we can see that his mask, if you can call it that, clearly contravenes the idea that you should cover the mouth and nose. He's also.
Well, it is a mask.
It is a mask. Yeah. Well, that's why he's in there because it
is a mask.
It is a mask, but it does not cover the relevant areas. He also happens to possess a firearm, which I believe is prohibited in your establishment, Mike. And by virtue
of the hat is encouraged.
The hat is always encouraged. But the fact that he's also well tailored and allied with the firearm suggests that perhaps he's some kind of bandit. So that might also count against him, His intentions seem to be bandit.
Well, yeah, I went somewhere else for a second then. Yeah, carry on. Carry on.
Mike, I'm sure you're familiar with this guy.
So what you're saying is, if you turn up at my shop, do I let you in?
You got me, Mike.
So right.
Where do you start?
Again, I feel like you might have an inkling as to the answer on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fine. Yeah, ideal.
Excellent. What about this character? He's clearly made a nice attempt to make his own mask. I mean, look, I really approve of the reusing of plastics. What do you think?
Yeah, recycle. You can't see his face.
No.
His or her.
I believe this is from America. That might be.
Say no more. I mean, no, that wouldn't be okay. No, no, it wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I mean, it might serve some sort of purpose, but
I've got to say that's some hardcore innovation there, you have to say. This character, how are we looking for him? What if the what if the scarecrow rocks up to your door?
But no, not allowed in, pal.
No, that Hessian looks like it could have all kinds of microbial parasites clinging to it. So here's another guy from the good old US of A, another innovator. What do you think of this character looking something like a kind of Blue Peter cosmonaut style?
I'd let him in. I'd let him in for fucking shits and giggles. So
he's pretty amazing, isn't he? He looks like he's wearing like sort of a plastic mat as a cloak, and then he's modified like a waste paper basket with like a perspex space shield to see through, and then just to top it off, some embellishments. He's bolted onto the side, or maybe it wasn't a waste paper basket and these were already bolted on the side. He's bolted on the side what look like, I mean, they're the shape of two like miniature telescopes on either side of his head. So I
like it.
Yeah,
I like it. He's in.
I think he should be, just for the labour time that he spent putting that thing together. And the fact, again, like it looks like he's a child pretending to be a cosmonaut, so that's quite cool. Full marks for that.
Yeah.
What about this character? I mean, this is basically Mike Large 5 years ago.
Yeah. Something like that. No. See, it's not practical, is it?
No.
His mouth's exposed.
Other
than that,
it's top marks. Yeah.
I see no issue.
So the guy, Mr. Condom Head, is being refused entry because he didn't go all the way and go down to the chin. So.
Yeah, so he's covered his nose. That's fine. That's great. This guy.
Yeah. Is he straight?
No.
On what grounds are you refusing him, Mike?
What grounds?
Yes.
'Cause if someone adult size, and I don't mean to be heightist or whatever, but walks in wearing that, they're probably there to rob us. So, yeah. Sorry, Spidey. Not today. And if he kicks off, I'll probably just deck him. So.
I thought you were going to say you do your web sling at him, but no.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's got time.
You call that slinging webs? Come
here. Revolting. So here's another cool character from he's into the Yankee Doodle Dandy. What do you think of this guy?
I mean, I've got time for it. I have got time for it. He's not it's not really a mask though, is it? It's a hat.
Yeah. Do you know
Is
what?
what I would say.
Do you know what I like about this picture though? Is um, to me it seems like he's just something has slipped his mind. He's really dedicated himself to the task because if you look at him, he's dressed appropriately. He's got what look like medical gloves on, medical disposable gloves, handling his trolley. So that's good. He's what it looks like he's put ridiculous foam tubes sticking out of his head so he can look like a helicopter or something. And you think, what the hell is he trying to do? Actually, I think that's quite pragmatic. What I think he's doing is he's attached them for social distancing. So wherever he walks, people, people will avoid him to avoid getting hit with these foam tubes. He also looks to have something like attached to his nose. I don't know if you noticed that, like a tube running from his nose.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I'm not really sure where that leads, if anywhere. But like you say, he's got a huge beard.
Unless that is,
but no.
Unless it's actually part of his breathing apparatus.
Yeah, I mean, that would just make it doubly ridiculous, wouldn't it? Anyway, the guy gets about 9 out of 10 for the effort, but again, he's not going to be letting because he's uncovered the mouth.
Yeah, but I do like the headwear. Oh,
now this guy's gone all the way, and can we just say, what a hunt? But what do you think about this guy, Mike? Because he's definitely ticked all the boxes that the other guy didn't tick, in that he's completely covered all of the mucous membranes of the face. What do you think?
I mean, he has. The issue is he's done it with tights.
And why is that?
I'm not sure it's really going to have the desired effect.
No.
No. But would I? Yeah. Do you know what? Come in, mate. Just come in. Come on, get in.
You're going to let someone wear a stocking on their face, traditional for armed robbers, to walk
for
in?
Armed robbers, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to let him in. I'm going to let him in because look at the state of him. Everyone will have a fucking laugh. You know, everyone's had a shit day, haven't they? Everyone's had a shit day. Some fucking dickheads like, I'm not wearing a mask. I have a panic attack. No, you won't. You're a fucking fuck off. Or I've got respiratory problems. Didn't I just see you lunging about 30 fags around the corner a second ago before you came in? Of course you have. And then they'll come in, and then some other dickhead will, in like you said earlier, in a mask, will complain about them like it's our fucking fault or our problem like to solve. Fucking isn't. And then this guy turns up, and everyone's having a laugh. Everyone's having a laugh straight away. Tension gone. Yeah, all right, buddy.
Oh,
get him in.
Can I just say, by the way, well done. That's equal opportunities, that is. So it's great to see this guy get a chance because he does have social issues, as you can see.
He brings something to the table.
But
he's a laughing stock.
Yeah, but two things I'll say about it is, number one, the little thing at the top, the knot at the top, doesn't it make him look like it's like a sausage skin? So it looks like a giant sausage.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And the other thing I was going to say was, you see how good looking this guy is now in a stocking. Imagine him walking in a full length body stocking and nothing else.
Why would I imagine that?
I don't know. I just look at the jumper the guy's wearing. I reckon he's just about to come in the body stocking.
I mean, there are limits. I mean, we can have a laugh at that. Oh, here he is.
I thought you might like this guy. So,
here he is.
So surely this character is going to be let in. Oh my god! This guy who looks like he's wearing grocery bags for gloves, and magnificently a sanitary towel as a face mask. I can't see how he's attached it. So presumably he's got some kind of adhesive on the other side that's stuck that to his face.
Yeah, so he's fine.
Yeah, so he's straight in. Great.
He's straight in. Straight in. No fucking about.
This
If you're going
guy,
to walk around like that, I tip my hat to you. Get in.
so this guy
Ah!
might not have really understood the point, I don't think, entirely.
No, he's missed it slightly, hasn't he? Bless him.
He has. Yeah, bless him, because again, he is wearing gloves again, so he's obviously...
He's tried.
Yeah, he's not trying to take the piss. He's just very, very stupid.
I mean, surely. Like, surely.
But why would you wear gloves if you then wear such ridiculous headgear? That's the question.
It's funnier, isn't it?
Maybe. So we'll give this guy the benefit of the doubt and say he's not a complete numbskull, and he understood that.
No, he.
Sorry,
I'm not sure I could do that, but go on, carry on.
Right, all right. So the guy clearly is a complete numbskull, but I don't think he got the message that coronavirus isn't like the ocean. We're not like swimming in coronavirus, so you need a snorkel to. Anyway, next.
He's got a little filter on the top of his. Go back to him. You'll see.
Back, sorry.
Oh, you.
He had a filter
on the top of his air hole. He'd like tied a little cloth or something over it. Yeah, and put a band over it.
Again, that's good innovation.
He's filtering his air. Yeah, but
considering he didn't have the other end in his mouth, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well done, buddy.
You tried. You nearly got there.
Yeah.
What about this character? You
Right.
get him in the shop. And I want a very good reason why not.
Yeah, see, I'm toying with the idea of letting him in.
But
I can't really be fucked with the fire drill, to be fair.
I mean, Mike, COVID has affected us in so many ways and destroyed so many other things we took for granted. Are you really saying we've got to the stage where we're going to refuse entry to a guy just because his head's on fire?
No, do you know what? You're right.
Yeah, it's political correctness gone mad.
Apologies. Yeah, no, apologies. I was wrong on that one.
Good stuff. In he goes. Now, this character has really taken on board what we need to defeat coronavirus. What do you say, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly got his noble steed tied up round the side. I like to think that he's wielding a fairly hefty weapon and a sword as well. Probably one of those. Yeah. So no, you can't come in, mate.
A full suit of armour. What's going to protect you?
No, fucking try hard. That's too much.
And here's
You've done before, mate.
And here's a guy Mike refused entry to earlier.
Actually, gonna make a joke about no. Fuck it. Sometimes, the whole paper bag jobby. That's the only way in which they do get entry. So, yeah, you can see by his expression there, he's a little bit pissed off. Yeah, he's fairly well dressed, but he's clearly disgruntled about something. And you're right, it's because I've refused him entry earlier.
Brilliant.
So, there's a nice smiley face before that.
Yeah. So, oh, hello.
Okay, that's a bit freaky.
Yeah. So that was fun, Mike. So, anything else to say about the whole mandatory mask thing? Because it'll be in place by the next time we're next on Late Night Large. Other than it's going to be murder to fucking implement it and enforce it for you.
Yeah. No. Do you know what? Probably would be probably be unprofessional to say any more than I already have. Not that usually bothers me. Let's just see how it goes, shall we? Let's just see how it goes.
And
how it grows. Sorry.
We will see how it grows. And thank you for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed that with Mike's little analysis of what masks were and weren't appropriate for entering shops.
Now you know.
Now you know, and you're going to go out and you know exactly what headgear to put on, okay? And if you don't know, then for God's sake, don't blame us if anything happens. We are legally obliged to renounce any and all responsibility. So, if you enjoyed tonight's show, please subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will endeavour to be back next week. Sorry for any technical difficulties. And put the masks on, people. We'll see you masked up, as the case may be, next week. Good night.